Hey folks, uh, welcome to another video on my 1986 Ford L9000 build. We are in the home stretch of this thing, moving towards paint, which is actually, I'll explain a little bit, but we're going to start that process today. So you can see out the window there, it is a beautiful, just beautiful, moving towards 90 degrees, hot Michigan summer day. I am a hot weather person. I like weather like this, even though it kicks my butt at work and it gives me a sunburn on my nose sometimes like I got right now, but you can't beat it. I love being in shorts and a t-shirt or no shirt, and just, I love the heat. I just do. So I love going down south. At any rate, so what I want to show you is my parts haul for the week, most of which we're not even using, but just kind of preparing. And then, so this is, right now, this is the weekend before the 4th of July. I've got a game plan for this weekend, and then I've got a game plan for next weekend. So this weekend's game plan is some disassembly on the truck so we can get moving towards, hopefully I'd love to get the stack bracket cross tube back off so that we can get that in chassis saver this weekend. I'm also going to focus on the hood and doors and trim panels that I got from J.C. Smith back a couple, 3 months ago. We're going to get this old girl, the Lodestar, pulled across the street. She's going to live outside for a week or two here. And so that way I can turn my barn here into my makeshift paint booth, get some stands built, some ladder racks, whatever we got to do to get parts hung so they can be prepped and painted. So my goal for this weekend is to get the hood and doors, the hood, the fender trim panels, and the inside of the doors. Notice I said inside, as well as the door jambs, maybe. That's my iffy one. Number 4, door jambs is iffy, but get the inside of the doors anyway in primer, base coat, and clear. The inside of the hood is actually just going to be black. I don't know if I think I got some single stage black left. I don't know if I have hardener though, so if not, we might just rattle can that, to be perfectly honest, because it's just the underside of the hood. And then do that today, and flip the hood and get, by tomorrow afternoon, get everything in base clear, primer base clear. That way, following weekend, I can do whatever prep work I've got to do on the cab only, basically, and then we'll get that, and I'll be able to hang the new doors and get the cab and the outside of the new doors in primer, base, and clear. And then it'll be done. And I've got a 4-day weekend off, so we might even have some time to do a little reassembly depending on what other projects I tackle for the long weekend. So, but that's my goal, is basically to have everything in paint by then, so then we can do reassembly and start doing all the fun stuff, putting on air horns and whatnot. So, but I don't want to make this a long rambling video, so I'm going to flip you around. I'm going to show you the parts I accrued for this week and what I did last week, because I didn't post a video. I did a couple shorts about some nonsense, F450s and Diamond C trailers, but I didn't post a video about the L9000 because I was up in the UP hauling a load up for my parents who are moving up there. But I will show you the little minor things I did do. So let's go. So one of the big things, really the only thing I did last week on the truck, is I pulled off the old belts. You can see they were, this one belt is actually a Motorcraft belt, upside down, but see the Motorcraft part number there. So I dare say this could be, at 116,000 miles, that could easily be the original belt from 86. I can tell you, you probably can't tell from looking at this, but it is brittle. I mean, this thing is just like, I can make it crack. It's so brittle. It won't show up on video, and you can see, look at all that dry rot and cracking in the belt. So she was going to let go any moment. The other two are, we got a Gates for the, that would be AC is the V belt, and then we got a alternator drive belt. It is in no better shape. Excuse me. So had to play hell matching part numbers and lengths and whatnot, but we've got 3 matching brand new Gates belts. We're gonna at some point try to get this AC going, so we're doing it, you know, the old school DIY route. So, but we did have to, because it's an 86, it'll have R12 in it, so we've got to do our retrofit kit to be able to use the R134. Got this bad boy. This is an air dump valve. So I'm switching up my control mechanism for my rear axle air ride. I kept the old height control valve that was on the Peterbilt air leaf system. I checked it, put some shop air to it, and verified it worked. Labeled my ports, you know, in, out to the bags and exhaust. And then, so on the out to the bags line, we've got to put this is an air control and air pilot. So we've got a pilot coming in. That'll be a line coming from a valve on the dash. And then we've got our deliveries and our supply line. So what we're going to do is utilize what used to control the PTO air cylinder to engage the PTO. I'm no longer using that. So we're going to use that valve we've got on the dash to control the dump on our bags. And then this way I can maintain ride height, but still have the dump function. So that's pretty sweet. Also got a pogo stick, which I've actually already mounted to the truck. I'm not sure if I like the position. We'll probably have to mount these up. These are not cheap, folks. Let me just tell you. This is an air power line kit. So we've got our new trailer air lines, red and blue. A new power cord. This power cord is rated for ABS applications as well as non-ABS. So the old stuff was really brittle. It's a little short too because I lengthened that frame, not by a lot, but by a foot or so. It is longer. So our lines would have been a stretch. Like I say, they're old and brittle. They're from 1986. So we got all new. And this way they're a single non-coiled line. I like that look better, and it works better obviously with a pogo stick application. So again, no reason to put this stuff on yet. This will be part of the fun reassembly stuff once paint is all done and that stack bracket's all done. And I may be doing some slight modification to that stack bracket in order to have some place for these to mount versus mounting them, you know, back on the cab where they hang in the stove position. So I might be making a little welding change there, but regardless, we'll get to that. The other thing I did last week, which I'll show you, is I painted the engine. I had a couple cans of Cummins tan sitting around from forever ago. I bought them like right when I bought the truck, so we finally just bit the bullet and did it. So that engine is looking sweet and ready for paint. So I'm gonna get some stuff moved and get after it. Oh, I also forgot a couple more things. Found a really good price on some factory. These are aftermarket. I shouldn't say they're actual Ford part numbers, but found the Ford part numbers for my my door seals, and 45 bucks a piece, so 90 bucks for brand new door seals. I mean, in a way it seems like a lot, but when you see the prices for what some of this stuff goes for, it's really not that bad. These are actually not for the L9000. These are for the Diamond C trailer, but also got some not central tire inflation, but you know, unified tire and plate inflation by duals, because I can't get to the valve stems on the inners, so that's going to solve my problem. Okay, well, I've done a little bit of prep work over the course of the last day or two, so I figured I'd show you guys where we're at. So I've disassembled the doors. I've decided, you can see those are my door cards from the yellow truck. You know, the mice had gotten to the exterior portion, so they were trashed. The numbskulls who painted the truck the last time also decided not to mask off really at all. Now, I peeled them off because I figured I could use the black plastic underneath, but it's cracked in some spots. It wasn't really ever meant to be used that way, and I've seen a lot of these trucks, pictures of them, and the base trucks just use the steel. You don't see anything else. You know, got your handles here, the big handle that where is the other one? Right there. So you got the big grab handle. The only thing that'll be the brown vinyl stuff is these, which in my case they're still in good shape. So no tears or cracks or anything. I don't have to take that back. I lied. There's a little crack right there, but I think we'll survive. So I'm just gonna paint these interiors. I've got the trays, the lower trays off the other truck. So these I've already taken and scuffed them up by hand with a, just used one of these. I like these little sanding pads for that. They're like a 600 grit or something like that. You know, for where I've got all these different edges and holes and whatnot. You're ever gonna use a mechanical sander on that. So, and all we're trying to do here is scuff. So these are all scuffed, ready to be wiped down. I haven't wiped down yet because, well, I'm making more dust. So we'll get to that when we get to it. Just fought with this thing for a good long time. So last night I put, and then I didn't mention, all that silver is chassis saver, where I had little spots of rust and whatnot. These doors do have, this one in particular, this is the driver's door, has some failing there. Luckily, and it's in the jam, it's not visible. It's where, of course, there's an interior panel that's panel welded on the inside, so it lets moisture sit there. Typical problem. So I did the chassis saver on all this rusty, crusty stuff. These hinges on these trucks are known for being problematic. I cut off the junk, chassis saved the rest. They're still pretty strong. I'm not too worried about it. Not in a truck that's going to see limited use. I highly doubt those hinges are being produced anymore, so not even going to bother looking. You'd have to find one, you know, down south. It's off of a wrecker's yard. These panels were, the splash shields were in reasonable shape. I took off the rubbers. The rubbers aren't in very good shape. I don't remember what mine are like, but hopefully between the two we can get some set. And you guys might remember from a previous video, there was some issues here, right here and here. So I've gone through and that's not panel weld. It's something that'll work. I'm not even gonna tell you what it is because I'd be embarrassed. It's what I had. I was too lazy to go run up to the store, so especially on Sunday. So anyway, I used some adhesive that will remain unnamed and some rivets, and that's waiting to set up so I can do body work. This hood actually does need not as much body work as what the yellow one needs, I don't think. And it doesn't have the holes for the blind spot mirrors, but it does need some work. So I have pretty much resigned myself to the fact that I'm not going to get this in paint today. It's Sunday now. What I will do, I am about to paint the underside. The underside is just going to be black. I'm going to rattle can it, to be perfectly honest with you. It's already been power washed. I don't even know if I'm going to wipe it down because I don't feel like it, and I don't think it's going to accomplish me much. So I'm going to clean it up some more, blow it off, and call it good. The grill gave me fits. I had to drill out all the bolts. Luckily, they are not captive nuts, but the little clips. These guys right here. So taking this in, we'll get some size the same way with some new hardware. And I think I just about got everything else off. Turn signals, air filter, receiver, reflectors, emblems. It's all off. So I want to get this painted, and then I'll flip it up and get it propped up the way I want it so that I can start body working the rest of the hood. So show you guys the finished product. Well, there we go. She's satin black. Good thing I keep a whole bunch of my favorite satin black laying around. So anyway, I'm gonna flip this thing up and get it propped up and ready for some body work to start. Okay, well, as you can see, sacks are gone, chassis saver's on. I look to do it on the truck. Too much hassle to pull this. I can paint around it. It was nice and sturdy and exactly where I wanted it. And we'll touch up the black around it and call it good. Also see, hood's off. Got to pull a few parts off of it, but otherwise that's going to go up for sale. I took these panels off too because I think I'm going to use the white ones I got from J.C. Smith, but we'll see one way or the other. Those are off so I can get good paint behind there. And you got to pull them to pull the door hinges anyway. So And you can see there's all that Cummins tan I promised I'd show you. Kind of bright today, so might be hard to see that, but it came out pretty good for a rattle can job. I'm gonna get in here and do a little more touching up on some black with that front clip off. And yeah, air AC condenser looks good. I did recharge the AC, converted it to 134. You can't see the low side port, but it does have a bad line. This would be the pressure line going up to the cab. It's got some rust in it at the top, so we'll see if I can pull that at some point and get one made, because I doubt there's any stock of that particular line left anywhere. But anyway, and this is where we're at inside the barn here. Did the first round of sanding, and got a few spots where I need just a little bit of mud. My repairs setting up here, and I think that's going to hold pretty darn good. So a little bit of flex in it still, but we're gonna get some fiberglass on there. I was going to use Bondo, but I feel like Bondo's going to crack on this stuff, so I'm just going to get some resin, fiberglass resin. There's no need for I don't need any cloth anywhere. I just need to fill, I got spots like this. You can see that, but there's ridges there, so we'll get some fiberglass resin and do it that way, because I think that's going to be the better way to do it. But didn't get as far as I wanted, but I want it to be right, so we'll take our time on it. Got a 4-day weekend coming up where I can get some fiberglass on here, get everything sanded down the way I want, get this stuff all painted. Got some more stuff I got to pull off the cab, obviously, and get those doors off and do some masking, and just take our time on our prep and hopefully get it in paint next weekend. On that note, guys, thanks for watching, and take care and have a good week.